The if function is one of the most popular functions in Excel, and in our next few episodes here in this Excel series, we're going to be talking about a few different ones. This episode, we're specifically going to be looking at the SUMIF function. I'm going to walk you through how that works, why it works, and how awesome it can be, and hopefully save you a little bit of time when you're working with your data. I'm Allison, a Microsoft certified trainer here at Pragmatic Works, back with another Excel basic for you. So let's get over into Excel to get started. The SUMIFS function, it calculates the sum of a range based on one or more true or false conditions. We can actually have up to 127 of these conditions. So let's look at our syntax here of what we are putting in. So let's start off talking about the conditions. So the conditions are the criteria. This is what we're evaluating. Like, is it meeting this condition? So like, if a number is greater than another number, if it's smaller than another number, if it's equal or not equal to something. And then our criteria range is where we're evaluating that. And we can have 127 pairs of it. So what are we evaluating? Where are we evaluating? What are we evaluating? Where are we evaluating it? And so on, as many times as you need. And then we have our sum range, and this is the very first thing that we're putting in there. But the sum range is the range where the function calculates the sum. So let's get into it down here. I think it's so much easier when we're looking at new functions to really go through examples with them and see how they work. So I've got a nice little data set down here with some fall products. We've got pumpkins, apples, scarecrows, and sunflowers. And Angelica and myself are selling these at our fall themed store. So what we want to see first, we're going to do two examples with SUMIFS. First one, we want to see the total number of products sold that start with the letter A. And I want to see how many were sold by just Angelica. So let's start this off, and I'm going to write this down here. We're going to write it in this box right here. We'll start that, get our answer right here. But of course, if you've watched these previous videos, you know that I don't like to write my formulas in the cells on the page. I like to be writing them up here in my formula bar. Gives you much more space to see that. It has that syntax breakdown really easy for you to see when you're working right up here in that formula bar. So to start off all of our Excel formulas, of course, we start with the equal sign. And then after this equal sign, we are going to start typing in sum. You can see all the different sum related ones in there. We've got a regular sum. We've got our SUMIF singular and SUMIFS. Now I will generally always use SUMIFS plural, the one with the S at the end, because it gives you more options. So very similar, but you can do all the things SUMIF does in SUMIFS. So just, I normally use that one all the time, just so I'm used to it. One less thing to kind of flip back and forth between. So there we see our structure, that sum range, the criteria one, and the criteria range. The thing to note, though, is if you are looking at SUMIF, instead, it has the range, the criteria, and the sum range. So the structure of SUMIF has all of the same items. It's just in a different order. So since you're only doing one of these, it has, your range, your criteria, your sum range. But when we do a SUMIFS, because we have multiple criteria, it kind of adds that at the end. So I like to use SUMIFS even if I just have one argument, because I'm used to the structure of this one. So with our SUMIFS, first off, we are going to put in our sum range. And that, zoom back out, is going to be my quantity sold column. We do not want to include the header, so I do not want C13 in there. I am going to include just all of the numbers. So you can see I've got my SUMIFS. So my range, see up here as well that sum range is C14 to C21. That is where I'm looking for the quantity that I'm going to sum up once I hit my criteria. So we're going to put a comma and then move into that criteria. Now, in SUMIFS, first we put our criteria range. So where are we looking? And then we put the criteria of what are we looking for. So our criteria range for our first argument. And again, we wanted to see products that start with the letter A that were sold by Angelica. Now, I could put these in either order. I could look for one sold by Angelica first, and then products that start with A. Does not matter the order. It's going to give me the same result either one. So let's find the products that start with A first, just because it's this column first. Again, I could do this salesperson column first. It does not matter. But we're going to put this as the location for the item we're looking for. This is our criteria range where we're going to find apples. So now I want to find not just apples. I want to see, let's say we add or change products later on. I still want to see things that start with the letter A. So when I put a comma after my range and I move into the criteria of what am I looking for, I want to put things that start with the letter A. Now, if you've never done this before in Excel, you can easily, in quotes, put what you were looking for, in my case, the letter A, and then you're going to put an asterisk next to it. If you put an asterisk next to it, it's saying, I don't care what comes after what I just wrote, in my case, the letter A. I don't care what else is there. I just want to see anything that starts with this letter. So we're going to close off that quote. And so now we're looking for anything that starts with the letter A in the D14 through D21 cells. Now I could close this up right now. And if I did, then I can see it is finding all of the apples because I haven't put in, hey, I only want the ones that Angelica sold. Now it is adding up all of the apples. So I'm seeing 15 plus 3, it's giving me 18. But we still want to add that other criteria. We want to keep adding. Again, I can add 127 different criteria pairs here. So the next one, let's specify a salesperson. So just like with our first setup for our first criteria range, we're going to put where are we looking for this information. And for this one, we are going to look for E14 through E21. And in here, we want to put in who it is going to be. So after we put in our range, we're going to put our comma, and then we're going to put in what salesperson. For this one, I can write exactly who I want. And we'll close this up with the parentheses and hit enter. And there we go. We know that she sold 3 apples, probably 3 like bushels of apples, we're going to say. And that is right there. Now, of course, this is so easy to adjust. So let's say instead of products that start with an A, we wanted products that start with a P. So how many pumpkins did we sell? So if we look for pumpkins, then I can see Angelica sold 4 pumpkins. I could go in here and change this, and I could put my name in, and I could see that I sold 5 pumpkins. Could also change this again if we wanted to say see all of the S products. I have 2 different S ones, scarecrows and sunflowers. So I could see, all right, if I want to see all of the S products, then I can see that I sold 22 scarecrows plus 3 sunflowers for that 25 total here. So it's very easy to manipulate this, change it around, and set that up. With that structure for sum abs, we're saying, hey, where is the item that we're summing? What is like that number? And then after that is what are the criteria? How are we limiting this, expanding it, changing it? What are we looking for? And where are we looking for that at? So with this one, we kind of combined elements. We looked at kind of just seeing things based off of letters in here. Let's do one more here as well. And for this one, I'm going to show you how you can exclude something. So we're going to write that the same way. So with this cell selected, I'm going to write up in my formula bar my equal sign. I'm going to get my SUMIFS, again, picking the plural option. And our sum range is the same, and it's this quantity sold column, not including the header. We're going to put our comma in, and then it's going to have our first criteria range and then our criteria. Now for this one, let's say I want to find all of the products that I sold. I want to sum up all of the products that I sold, but I want to exclude apples from that. So we are then going to first, let's do myself. So I'm going to find that salesperson column. That is going to be my range for my first criteria. We're going to put a comma, and then we're going to say, what is that first criteria? And that is for me. And I'm going to type my name in. We're going to put our comma, and then here's where we're going to put, I want to get the sum of all the products except for apples, because that is going to be easier than saying pumpkins plus scarecrows plus sunflowers, especially when you have a lot more than, 8 rows of data. So for our criteria range, it is our product column minus the header. We're going to put a comma and then move to the final part that we're putting in, which is our exclusion. Now to exclude something, again, we're going to put into quotes, and then we are going to put in kind of these forward and back arrows here. And then we're going to put the item we want to exclude, which I'm going to put in apples. Let me make sure that's pluralized. Yep. You want to make sure you're actually searching for something that is suitable to be found. Put the quotes around that, close it off with a parentheses, hit enter, and I have apparently sold 30 different products. We can verify that. So let's say I have 5 pumpkins. We're going to skip my 15 apples. I've got 22 scarecrows and 3 sunflowers, which gives me a sum total of 30 sold. So again, this one I could change around. Maybe I want everything except for the scarecrows or the pumpkins or the sunflowers, or maybe I want to look for everything Angelica sold except for something. So SUMIFS, incredibly easy to use. Just keep in mind that SUMIFS, the structure of that is going to be different than SUMIFS singular. While you can just do a singular one with SUMIFS, which is why I would suggest just learning SUMIFS over SUMIF. And then you are just going to be putting in where is the column of data that I am going to sum, and then what is my criteria range, and what am I evaluating or looking for there. So very easy 3-part structure for this one, and it is very helpful to be able to use this in Excel. Leave a comment below if this is something that is totally new to you and you're excited to put this into practice, or if you have other tips and tricks about this that you could put into play. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. That way you'll be able to see all the videos as they come out. All the videos here on the Pragmatic Works channel are about all the topics on the Power Platform, not just Excel. So you learn about Power BI, Teams, Power Apps, and much more. Also, you can sign up to take hours and hours of Excel training over on our on-demand learning platform, and I will have that linked for you below. So happy learning, and I will see you in my next video.